It's time for the Best of the Burg. We celebrate what makes Lynchburg such a great place to live, work, and play. The Best of the Burg will tell you about the best places to visit, the best food, the best entertainment, and the people that make us proud to call the Hill City home. Best of the Burg is brought to you by Bank of the James, where community and banking come together for good. Learn more at bankofthejames.bank. Here are your hosts, Mary and Biscuit.
Hey everybody, welcome to Best of the Burg. Mary White along with Anthony Biscuit McAvoy on this first Best of the Burg in April. And what is it they say?
April showers, spring May flowers.
Spring May flowers. And so
but we're not going to talk about showers this weekend.
Oh, that's right. Sorry, Lauren. I don't mean to have a bad omen or anything for this weekend. It's kind of one of those, it's warm, and we're just hoping that the rain holds off for all the different events that are coming up.
Yes, please.
Not only this weekend, but next weekend as well. And we love to focus on the best things going on in the Burg on our program. And let's kick it right off talking to Lauren McQuillan. She's the Events and Education Coordinator for Freedom 424. Hi, Lauren.
Hi, thank you for having me.
Listeners might have heard you recently on the Carl Miller Show.
Yes.
Because when you came in here and I introduced you to Biscuit and you said, oh, we go way back. So I remembered you were on the Carl Miller Show.
I think those were my exact words.
That's right. Yeah. Not too long ago, but talking about all the things that you do. And so we are talking specifically, I know you have a lot of events planned, but we're talking specifically today about the Bedford Avenue Spring Fling, which is coming up Saturday, tomorrow on Bedford Avenue. So tell us a little bit about it.
So this is our second year running, and we're really proud to bring it back. We have a lot of businesses on Bedford partnering with us. Bentley's, the Dahlia, obviously Freedom 424, the Free Clinic of Central Virginia, Golf Park Coffee, Marsh Roots, Midstate, Mission Thrift, Palmera House, Rookies, and Taco Jesus are all of our business partners, and we are so thankful for them. But this is a block party. We're shutting down Bedford Avenue from Magnolia to Hollands Mill. Through traffic can get past on Magnolia or Hollands Mill, so don't worry about that if you're commuting. But we are having a bounce house. We are having a flower truck. It's the cutest. We're offering different interactions for people up and down the block. We'll have a DJ out. It's going to be a great vibe.
So people can walk around on Bedford Avenue and there's no traffic. Is that what we're saying?
That is correct.
You could play in the street.
You can play in the street. We will be playing in the street.
How does it benefit Freedom 424?
Well, Freedom is thrilled to be on Bedford Avenue with all of these incredible businesses. So one of the ways we collaborate is we throw this event to feature what they're doing. And then throughout the event, we will be having a raffle. The raffle features a downtown staycation, and it is fantastic. We have a one-night stay at the Craddock Terry Hotel, a $50 gift card to Shoemakers or Waterstone. We have some super rad passes, a 1-month Rise Up Climbing membership, Batter Bar gift card. We have a threaded gift card, so you can do your one-day shop and dine in downtown Lynchburg. Raffle tickets are $5. So it's valued at over $600 if you win. That's huge. And every dollar that you spend on a raffle ticket goes to support Freedom 424.
And you'll be having the drawings throughout the day?
We will have the drawing at 1:30, and you have to be there to win.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Ooh, that's a nice little hook to get. So what are the hours of the Spring Fling?
11 to 2.
11 to 2. Okay, so toward the end, you'll be having the drawing. Is the weather looking good?
It looks beautiful.
It's looking beautiful. Okay, it's going to stay
almost
that
summer,
way.
so
right,
we're thankful for that.
It's warm out there. So we're talking to Lauren McQuillan about the Bedford Avenue Spring Fling. Talk a little bit about Bedford Avenue for folks who haven't been to Bedford Avenue in a while.
Yeah, it's kind of a
Biscuit, have you? Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
That's
Have
okay.
you been to Bedford Avenue recently?
Not recently.
Okay, it's changed.
It has changed.
And it's a hidden gem because you can bypass it on Rivermont and never know. But the Bedford Exchange building, which houses the Golf Park Coffee location that started it all, and Bentley's has grown exponentially. They've put many businesses up and down the street. Taco Jesus, Palmera House, Mission Thrift, which is an affiliate of Freedom 424. We started that business. They take donations and resell to the community. And the community nearby needs that service. So it has grown not only to bring people in for the incredible dining experiences, but also to serve the community that lives in that immediate area.
Biscuit, have you been to Mission Thrift?
No, but I will be going this weekend now.
Yes.
Mission Thrift is a great thrift store because you walk in there. Well, that's where Chrissy, our former colleague here, went to work for Mission Thrift. But it's a great store because you walk in and you feel like you're in a store.
It's a boutique.
It's a
thrift
boutique,
store.
exactly. You feel like you're in a boutique, and then you notice that they are partnering with different nonprofits every month to help to donate part of the proceeds every month.
And
then,
offering really affordable goods to the local community.
Oh, it's great. It's quality stuff. And then tell us a little bit, remind listeners about Freedom 424, and your headquarters are there, right?
That's right. We're in the back of the Bedford Exchange. And, well, we've been in that building for several years. We moved into a new space and we opened Venue 424. So not only do we exist as an office space, but we have a venue that's available for events. We're really excited about that, and we hope that if you stop by this weekend that you come see us. We exist to prevent and end human trafficking locally and globally, and we do that in a couple of different ways. We support the work of safe homes all over the world that are already doing that, and we provide prevention education. Prevention education is the key to making sure that people are not exploited in the first place. So we're implementing that in our local school system. Our curriculum has been developed over the last 2 years. We're starting that nucleus of development here in Lynchburg to protect our community, but we will grow. We are growing, and we will be the voice of prevention education nationally, if not internationally. We have a product that is that good, and we're excited about it.
Is there anything? How long have you been with Freedom 424?
I have been planning their primary fundraiser, their gala, for 11 years now.
Wow. Is there something you've learned about trafficking, something you've learned while working there that you were really surprised about?
I've learned a lot, but I think that the thing that is the most digestible to your audience is that it doesn't look the way you think it looks. If kidnapping, what we see in the movies, Taken or The Sound of Freedom, if kidnapping is only 3% of trafficking, we're missing 97% of the picture. It's not people being snatched, it's people growing up in abusive situations, understanding incorrectly what relationships look like, and then those relationships that they have later in life being weaponized against them so that they can exploit them for something of value. It might be money, it might be drugs, it could be a number of things. But when people don't understand what they are deserving of, which is trust, respect, having their boundaries honored, and being asked for consent, then they can't move forward in healthy relationships. And when we see these unhealthy relationships weaponized against the vulnerable, it's so important that our community be able to recognize it, because these people might just think, this is what relationship looks like, when in reality, it's so damaging. And we who have that mindset of, no, this is health, can step in and say, I see something here. How are you okay? Or if it's a child, we can report. So understanding what trafficking actually looks like is the key.
We're speaking with Lauren McQuillan, Freedom 424 Events and Education Coordinator. The Spring Fling is on Bedford Avenue tomorrow from 11 to 2. And so the way it works is, where do you park, and then you just park, and then you walk and go to all the places. Is that right?
The roads will close around about 10:45, and at that time, if you're parked in Mission Thrift's parking lot, you better be out, or you better be staying for the whole thing. Otherwise, the majority of parking and street access is open, so parking won't be a problem for the majority of people.
Okay, and then you just get to walk around and enjoy all the organizations and businesses that are part of the Spring Fling, and the raffle will benefit Freedom 424.
Yeah, and it's free to the community. We have a bounce house that can occupy a 4-year-old for an hour and a half. We have a giant wrecker coming out from Cache's in Madison Heights. It's one of those semi-trucks with a crane and a hook, and it'll be fun. Kids love them.
Do you get to play with that as well?
I don't think we get to play with that.
Get to wreck something.
That was going to be my first my first ask, of course, yeah.
Now, I can't let you go, Lauren, without talking about another event that you are helping plan. It's actually two events in one that's very near and dear to my heart, which is the Rush Homes Parade of Playhouses.
Yes.
And that's coming up on the 26th of September. Listen to me, 26th of April.
Events, they're either in April or September.
That's right. But it's in conjunction with the lacrosse tournament.
That's right.
Tell us about that weekend.
Yes, this is also the second year for the Rush Homes Parade of Playhouses. So we are building these community engagements, and we're really excited about it. The Atlantic Lacrosse Conference was developed in 2020, and it contains lacrosse teams up and down the eastern seaboard from Pennsylvania to South Carolina to Tennessee. Liberty University and Virginia Tech being two of the very recognizable teams in that conference, and often the ones who play exclusively the ones who have played in the championship game to date. So excellent lacrosse, Liberty University, Virginia Tech. It's a ton of fun, but we have a whole stadium to do something with, and we decided let's make space for the Parade of Playhouses so that we can support your mission of providing affordable housing. In so doing, we can have the community come out and play with the playhouses and have their face painted and, enjoy the food trucks, but also see maybe a sport that they haven't watched ever. And maybe kids will see it and decide that it's something they want to do. So we're building the sport of lacrosse in Lynchburg, and we're doing something good with the extra space that we have.
Excellent. And it's going on at City Stadium, and it's on Saturday, April 26th. And I wanted to get folks more information about the Parade of Playhouses. Rush Homes, of course, provides housing for people with low incomes and disabilities and is really growing in the region. But the Parade of Playhouses features 4 playhouses that have been...
the most extra playhouses that you've ever seen.
Oh, my goodness.
They're so cute.
The theme is children's literature. So we asked our builders, and I'm associated with Rush Homes. I've been a board of directors and fundraising committee and that kind of thing for Rush Homes. It's very near and dear to my heart. So we asked builders to have that theme in mind. So we have the Hobbit Hole, based on The Hobbit by J.R.R. Tolkien, by Milton Construction Company, and that's on display in front of Gibbons Books and Little Dickens. Boxcar is based on The Boxcar Children by Gertrude Chandler Warner, built by Glass and Associates, and that's on display in front of Jane Blickenstaff in the Boonesboro Shopping Center. Dr. Seuss's House, inspired by the works of Dr. Seuss, built by Elm Home Design, on display at Riverside Runners on Rivermont Avenue. And then Tangled Castle, based on the fairy tale Tangled, and that's designed by Liberty University students and built by Liberty University, and that's at River Ridge.
And I heard they couldn't fit it through the door at the mall because it's so big.
It's huge. It's like a playhouse / house / guest house. So those are, and so you buy raffle tickets and you have a chance to win one of these beautiful playhouses to support Rush Homes, and that you can buy tickets at rushhomes.org leading up to the event and on the day of the event, which is April 26th.
That's right.
At City Stadium, and then you can catch some lacrosse while you're there. It's going to be a great weekend. So, all right, Lauren McQuillan, we're going to be talking to you more in the future about other Freedom 424 events that are coming up, but today we wanted to focus on the Spring Fling on Bedford Avenue. And so is there a way that folks can get more information if they're curious about it and want to turn out?
Yeah, you can follow Freedom 424 on Instagram and get details about the event. We have several posts that are available for you to view. You can find the event on Facebook and respond that you're coming. We would love for you to do so.
Good. Yeah, and I see it, and I'm at your website here, freedom424.org events, and it's right there as well. And it names the businesses and organizations that are involved and how folks can come out and enjoy. So we hope you have great weather. We hope you have a great turnout.
Thank you.
So Lauren, thanks so much for being here. We'll talk to you soon, okay?
Yeah, thanks for having me.
We'll be right back with National Days on Best of the Burg.
Stay tuned for more of the Best of the Burg.
226-1475. NMLSConsumerAccess.org. Equal housing opportunity.
Welcome back to the Best of the Burg. We want to hear from you. Call or text 846-8255.
A few short years ago, I had her in my arms. I promised to be your protector and keep you from harm. But you closed your eyes as you laid her down to sleep. Never even said a prayer wish me well forever.
Welcome back to Best of the Burg. Mary White along with Anthony Biscuit McAvoy. We love to feature local musicians, local artists, local bands here on Best of the Burg, and that is Dara James. The song is called 7 Years. Great talking to Lauren with Freedom 424 about the Bedford Avenue Spring Fling. And we should mention that was our Partnering for Good segment brought to us by Bank of the James. And we're so pleased to have Bank of the James sponsoring Best of the Burg. Bank of the James has supports more than 250 local organizations where community and banking come together for good. You can find them online at bankofthejames.bank. Anthony, what are our national days?
Mary, we're kind of spoiled this week. Now, I have a bone to pick with this first one.
Uh-oh.
Because Monday was National Prom Day. How many
Prom,
times?
as in the prom, the dance, the party?
Yeah, like the high school, yeah. The thing that I don't think ever happens in March, because it was March 31st on Monday. And then also, it's Monday. Like, it's not... You ever had a prom on a Monday?
That would be unusual. It probably would be kind of a killjoy for the kids
really,
if they have to have prom and then go to school the next day.
Unless they had the next day off.
True.
But even then...
Probably a lot of them would take the next day off.
Of course. Of course. So yeah, just a bone to pick with that one because it just logistically didn't make sense to me. Monday was also National Tater Day. You got a preferred way that you like taters?
You know, I've developed a new fondness for sweet potatoes. So I have started roasting sweet potatoes and putting them in, like cutting them up into little chunks and putting them in salads and stuff. So that's my new favorite way to have taters. Does that count?
I mean, I'll count it.
Okay.
You can call it a sweet tater.
Yeah.
Tuesday, of course, was April Fool's Day. Wednesday.
Did anybody prank you? Did anybody prank you with any fake news stories about cats?
Actually, yes, not cats. But somebody did try to pull a fast one on me, and I believed it for about 5 seconds, and then I was like, wait a minute, it's Tuesday. But it was about Florida Gators basketball, so of course I was kind of tuned in for that at first. Wednesday was National Walking Day, which I think is a great day, not only, just in general, because, walking's good for you. It's depending on the area that you're in, it can be nice. But Lynchburg, we've had pretty solid weather all week with it getting, a bit warmer. We've had a couple days where it's been cloudy and gray and have had some rain. But for the most part, it's been a good week. And Lynchburg, just plenty of great places to walk.
That's one of our treasures, is our trail system.
Yeah. And I mean, even open places too. I mean, the track around Schellenberger Field on University of Lynchburg, that being open to the public. I mean, I'm a bit biased because that's where I went to school and spent a lot of time on that track. So I've got fond memories and I like going over there. But also Wednesday, National Peanut Butter and Jelly Sandwich Day, which I don't know who came up with that. I should have done the research with that, but I hope they were at one point in time the richest person on the planet. Thursday, National Burrito Day. Are you more of a breakfast burrito or like an actual
burrito?
Yeah.
Yeah. How about you?
I enjoy a breakfast burrito, but an actual like lunch dinner type burrito is great. Now, what are your just perfect ingredients for a burrito?
Gotta have fresh guacamole. I prefer rice and some shredded, like almost a cabbage, and then chicken. I love burritos, and I say that, and I'll tell Mr. White that I would like, let's have burritos for dinner, and he says, stop saying it like that. And I'll say, like what? And he'll say, like the way you're saying it. But he doesn't want me to say it again because it annoys him the way I say it. Because apparently I say burrito instead of burrito.
Yeah, you do put the emphasis on the toe.
So, of course,
which is fine.
Once he told me that annoyed him, that's the only way I pronounce it now is burrito, and I really put the emphasis on the toe.
The joys of marriage.
Yes. But I do like a good burrito.
And then last one, And this kind of goes to, the segment we just had with Lauren about the Freedom 424 outdoor bash
The spring
block
fling,
party.
yeah.
There it is. Thank you. National Play Outside Day.
And that should be tomorrow for the spring.
It
fling.
is. It's for Saturday.
There you go.
It's the National Day of Saturday.
Play outside on Bedford Avenue or anywhere. In the area. It looks like it's going to be a great weekend. When we come back, it's exciting stuff. The spring issue of Central Virginia Home Magazine is here, and we're going to talk to the publisher, Trish Roth, and the art director, Kira Ryder, when Best of the Burg continues. 5 or visit daytimecenter.com.
Hi, this is Brandon Farmer with Bank of the James, and you're listening to the Best of the Burg here on WLNI.
White, along with Anthony Biscuit McAvoy, rolling right through the program. And it's exciting. This spring issue of Central Virginia Home has arrived at people's houses, and it's on, more than 50 racks around the area. Is that right, Trish?
Yes, all over the area.
And it's beautiful. We're joined in the studio here on Best of the Burg by Trish Roth. She is the publisher of Home Magazine, and Kira Ryder is the art director. Hi, Trish and Kira.
Hello.
All right, so this is beautiful. The cover.
Thank you.
I've been taking magazines around, and people have said, "Oh, it's so bright and pretty," and it's the green leaves and the red strawberries, the pick of the season for Central Virginia Home.
Kira went out on assignment last year to get that shot, so
yes,
it's beautiful. Kira, you took this, and it's just gorgeous. So I hope folks will pick up their copy, and then we have beautiful, as always, beautiful articles in Home Magazine. And so let's talk about a few of them. The Showcase Home, Trish, is Tony Perry.
Tony and George Perry.
That's right. And tell us a little bit about it.
They bought the house during COVID, and it was an Airbnb, really needing a lot of love, and that's exactly what they put into it. It's a sweet stone cottage. She's got really fun colors inside, beautiful gardens outside. There's a spread kind of in the middle, and there's this rock arch that George redid. And it's just really beautiful. So Tony was a delight to work with. And I know she heard about that, I think, on the radio when we were advertising looking for homes to feature.
And gave a call. And it's a great story, too, behind the house and how it offered great therapy for her while, with personal struggles in her own life. And so folks will have to read that story as well as they read about the Showcase Home.
Right.
All right. And there's another home featured in Home Magazine, and it's a 3D printed home.
Yes. Zach Baldridge with K Crane. I believe it's the first 3D printed house in the Lynchburg area. And there was a lot of buzz on it on social media just late last year, earlier this year. And we covered this from start to finish. So we got to see what the footings went in. And we were there the day that they brought the first printed piece. And
even before that, which was really cool. We had a first story on them last summer of 2024, so you can check that out online, or there's a QR code in this issue for it to kind of get the background of like what even is 3D printing, like how does that work for like a house. And then we were able to follow them from the very beginning, like you said.
That is on page 46 of the latest issue of Home Magazine, the 3D printed house, high-tech solutions by Jerry Hale. So it's the whole article of how they did it, right?
Right.
And the pictures.
Yeah, and we were able to go just kind of to his, it's where they actually print it, and it's all done indoors to keep it temperature regulated, and then it's dried and taken, and it was a really fun to watch this all the way through.
There are some process photos within the article, but follow along on social media and you can see some videos. We're going to post that later.
Great.
I think next week we'll post some a reel of the process.
My jaw has been on the floor the entire time we've been talking
Like,
about
this
it.
is real?
This is the coolest thing I've ever seen.
All right, if you're reading along in your magazine at home, check out page 46 for the 3D printed house. And the showcase home, by the way, with Tony and George Perry is on page 76, the Cozy Cottage. Now, Trish, you wanted to talk about the mood boards.
Yeah, the mood boards, I don't know, if you're like me, whenever I want to rework a room, I just don't really know where to start. And I can remember when I did my office, I think I bought 5 pairs of curtains. I'm like, I don't like any of these. So a mood board really allows you to kind of get all your thoughts and ideas together. Say you find a bedspread that you love, and then there's a rug. You know, mood boards allow you to kind of organize it all on one space, which I really think helps. I mean, just to be able to visually see it, it's really great. And what's really wonderful is that we have partnered with Greer Design Company at Curtains, Blinds, and Bath. And Maddie wrote the article for this, and we are going to be hosting a mood board workshop at Curtains, Blinds, and Bath. And it's free. We do have a limited amount of seats available, but if that's something you'd be interested in, please go and sign up. Like I said, Thursday, May 8th, and it'll be in the evening after work. So
6
6 p.m.
Design your own mood board.
Right. And you just need to bring your computer. And if you have an idea of a space, or, you know, we'll teach you how to put it all together, like remove the backgrounds from images and scale them. And I'm really excited about it because I really want to learn how to do it too. It's something that I've really been interested in.
Because in my head, this sounds like what I guess my generation would call like a vision board.
Right.
Like,
Yes.
this is what I want to accomplish in the next 5 years, but it's just the interior of your house.
Right. Yep.
And there's a QR code within that article on page 68 where you can find the form to sign up.
Very
And
good.
like she said, it's free. Just sign up, but there is limited space. So first come, first serve.
And then limited space. And then we also wanted to talk about Garden Day.
Yes. We have a 2-page spread, which is highlighting all of the homes that will be featured on Historic Garden Day, which is Tuesday, April 29th. And it's just such a wonderful event for our community. And we're looking forward to just kind of promoting that as we get closer to the event. But you can buy your tickets online, and several of our advertisers here on the radio and in Home Magazine, you can purchase tickets there. And I'll just call out a few. Paisley Gifts and Stationery at the Boonesboro Shopping Center, George's Seed and Feed, Rainfrost Nursery, and Virginia Garden Supply. So get your tickets.
Very good for April 29th.
That's right.
Trish, I said I'd get you out of here because you have places to be. And so we appreciate you being here for Best of the Burg to talk about the spring issue of Home Magazine. And these are directly mailed into a lot of people's homes, but folks can also pick them up. They're free, just free to pick up your copy.
And a quick little reminder, if you do get them in the mail, our new stickers on the front are peelable. So peel them off. You can set them out on your coffee tables. Those are easily removed.
Trish, you need to go, right? You need to slip out.
I do.
Okay, but then Kira, we'll hold with you for just a second and talk about some of your favorite photos that you took. And you're not the only photographer for Home Magazine, but talk about, because Mike Patch does a lot of them as
he
well.
does a lot of the showcase homes.
Yes.
But then some of the other articles, like when we have food articles, we'll like create those recipes and I'll take those. And then like the strawberry ones, I was able to go out and shoot those photos. So you are always working a year in advance because you want everything to be in season. So you kind of have to think ahead in order to be able to do that. But when you can, I like to be able to go out and shoot in season so we can use those for the next year.
What are some of your favorite photos from this issue?
I actually really like. I love the strawberries. Those were fun for me. I was actually, I was not. It was unplanned. It was very spontaneous to go do that. So I was not dressed appropriately, and I remember it being like unseasonably warm, and so that was. I will remember that, but it was fun for me. And then the food ones, of course. On page 74, we have what's called a composed salad, and it's almost like a charcuterie board of like vegetables. But it's like a salad.
That.
So it was super colorful, very fun. And I was actually very surprised because if you know anything about me, I'm not super fond of greens, but every recipe in this issue is focused on greens because that's the type of what's out this time of year.
Sure, yeah.
But they were all really good. I was surprised. Every recipe was really, really good. And I loved the colors in the composed salad.
It is like a charcuterie board, except you're making a salad. It's really it's very cool and colorful.
Yeah.
And it's a beautiful picture. So that is with all the recipes, which are on.
They start on page 70.
Start on page 70. So, all right, Kira Ryder is the art director for Home Magazine and James River Media. Thanks so much for being with us on Best of the Burg.
Yes, thanks for having me.
It's another beautiful issue.
Thank you.
Everybody will read through it, the great articles, the great pictures, and of course support the advertisers in Home Magazine.
Absolutely.
So Kira, thank you.
Thank you.
We are going to take a little, go in a little different direction here, and I had an opportunity to talk with our friend, Dr. Suzanne Shalet. We all know and love Dr. Suzanne Shalet with All Around Equine, and here is that conversation. Great to see you. Remind listeners what you do with All Around Equine veterinary care.
This is an equine practice only. I have a truck with a vet box on the back. I'm fully equipped to do whatever you need for your horse on the farm, from checkups to vaccines to x-rays to lameness exams, eye exams, et cetera, et cetera.
Last time we talked to you, it was cold and snowy and icy, and now it's springtime and it's warmer and the sun is out. So how has that affected, that weather change from winter to spring, how does that affect horse owners and horses?
Well, obviously, it's a beautiful time of the year, and people start riding when maybe they hadn't all winter. The grass is growing. Horses love lush green grass. That can affect their weight gain. If they have metabolic issues such as insulin problems or what people call, quote, equine Cushing's disease, the grass can trigger problems with that. There are also pollens coming through the trees, etc., and other horses may be affected by that with their respiratory system. So if you think there's a problem, you can always have me check it out or call me.
So if folks are not sure, is my horse eating too much grass or not enough grass or that kind of thing, then they just need to give you a call.
Exactly. And we can guide your horse through this spring doing various things affecting weight gain or not weight gain. If they're older, there are a lot of things that can be done for them.
Is grass tasty for horses?
Horses love grass. That's just the normal, really, what appetite they have is grass. And in the spring, it's lush and growing. And you'll see them out in the field. They don't pick their head up for a long time from eating.
But it can lead to problems.
It can in some horses. It depends on how much grass you have. Sometimes if they have a metabolic issue, often that's older horses, but not necessarily. I see metabolic problems in young horses too. And all those things can be examined. Blood testing can be done. Treatments can be done if there is a problem. And hopefully we can fend off problems with eating too much grass for some horses.
It's also the time, it's vaccine time. Spring is a good time to get your horse vaccinated.
Yes, most of my clients do their vaccine program in the spring. Some of them do it in the fall. Some of them do it both spring and fall. And there are many vaccines that you can give your horse. They're all good ones. A lot of people do some and not others, which is fine. But it's good if you know what's out there that you can be offered for your horse.
And you give folks those options and recommendations.
Absolutely. I explain thoroughly what each vaccine will do for the horse, how it can help them through the year. And if they want to do it, that's fine. If they don't, that's their choice. If they need to think about it a while or get some more information, which I can give them about each vaccine, that's fine too. I actually do a lot of vaccines on my horses because I think they're all appropriate and very good, well-produced vaccines.
And you also recommend having a checkup for your horse.
Yes. Having me as a veterinarian come out and examine your horse at certain times of the year or at least once a year is very important. There are a lot of problems that can happen to your horse, such as changes in their eyes, that if I see their eyes and look at them thoroughly with my ophthalmoscope, we can treat it early and hopefully prevent further problems or prevent their eyes from getting terribly bad and really problematic as they age, which can happen.
It's the equivalent of kind of a wellness check for people. You just get a checkup just to make sure there are no problems.
Yes, and it's very important. I think a lot of people don't think that that's necessary for the horse because, yes, it is spring and they're out there happily eating. But if they have a checkup, a wellness exam, there are certain things that you might not notice and that we can get ahead of before they get to be a real problem.
We've talked with you before about how you take care of the horses and you take care of the horses' owners too. You're always watching the horse to see how the horse's demeanor, that kind of thing. Do horses visibly cheer up from winter to spring, kind of like people do?
I would say some may, but because they have a lot to eat out there and they're happy eating that grass. Yeah, I like to help my owners too. In fact, I have a student that was with me a few weeks ago, and she has a paper to write, and we discussed how, as a veterinarian, not only are you helping the animals, but you're helping their owners as well. Yes, I think that happens quite a lot, actually, especially if a horse is very sick. Sometimes there are only certain things I can do, and I always tell them whether I'm optimistic or pessimistic, and I tell them the truth, which I think is very important. I don't tell them if I don't know something, I don't tell them, well, we can do this. If there's something I don't know about what's going on with the horse, I say, I don't know what's going on with this horse. It's going to take more investigation, etc. And then they can recognize that there are different options about how to treat the horse. We can discuss it, think about it, and then proceed with the best way to go for the horse and the owner.
And we should remind folks that Dr. Shalet, Suzanne Shalet, All Around Equine Veterinary Care, was educated at Penn Vet,
yes,
among the best in the country. So you have the best education and then a lot of experience as well.
Yes, I spent a lot of time at Penn, the University of Pennsylvania, and it was just a privilege and an opportunity of a lifetime.
Always love talking to Dr. Suzanne Shalet, All Around Equine Veterinary Care, and it's allaroundequineveterinarian.com. That's what I love about Best of the Burg, Anthony, is you just never know what you're going to be talking about, and you love it when you get to ask questions like, is grass tasty for horses?
And I so wish that you'd have then followed up with, does different grass taste different to the horses?
Right. It's something that humans probably have never tried, and maybe it tastes different, just getting clumps of grass and eating it. It's just, but horses.
Are you going to try some grass this weekend?
I am not. And don't even go at all the different directions that could go.
You took it there, not me.
I did, and I regret it. So, Best of the Burg, one of our favorite segments is Happenin in the Burg, where we preview all the different events going on in the community, and we're going to do that when we come back.
The Best of the Burg coming up right after this quick break. Love us or hate us, we want to know what's on your mind. Drop us a line on our comment line. You don't even have to talk to a real human. Call 333-2009, the 24/7 comment line.
Welcome back to Best of the Burg, wrapping things up on this first Best of the Burg for April. Anthony, it's time for
Happening in the Burg.
What's going on?
Well, it's interesting you said the first.
Yes.
In April, because as per tradition, you know what that means.
First Fridays.
It's First Fridays downtown. So here's just a couple of the offerings that you can have down at the Academy Center of the Arts in the Art Gallery section. It'll be the Ann White Academy Gallery and the Upfront Gallery. The annual National Juried Art Exhibition. It is 64 artists from 15 states. They'll also, in the main lobby of the Elizabeth Early Learning Center, have an exhibit. I'm not even going to try that last name. Like, that's one that I will legitimately not try. And moving on to Riverview's Art Space on Jefferson Street, their main gallery exhibition will be an art review. You'll also be able to, in their open artist studios, explore working studios, meet the artists, and see them in action. They'll also have a gallery bar where they'll be serving wine, beer, soda, and more. Cash and credit is accepted there, and that'll be from 5 to 8. They'll also have some live music. And then down in Vector Space, which is on 2004 Memorial Avenue, they will be working with the world-famous art of mosaic tonight. So that will also be from 5 to 8. Entry donations of $2 or more are welcome and appreciated. But as always, this is a free event. Moving on, where do I want to go? Saturday, 8 a.m. to 12 p.m., the James River Yard Sale at James River Day School. You can't beat a good yard sale. Get ready to find your treasure. Join us at the James River Yard Sale April 5th from 8 to 12. From furniture and sporting equipment to clothing, accessories, toys, and more, you never know what you will find. All proceeds go towards supporting James River's Parents Association, and that's free admission.
Very good. We also want to remind folks, as we thank our guests today on Best of the Burg, Lauren McQuillan, she's with Freedom 424, and the event is the Bedford Avenue Spring Fling. It's tomorrow, Saturday, from 11 to 2. Benefits Freedom 424. They'll have a raffle going on with all kinds of great prizes, and you can walk in the street. It's a block
party.
Play in the streets from 11 to 2. It's a block party. And also thanks to Trish and Kira, the editor and art director, respectively, of Central Virginia Home Magazine. The spring issue is out now. Pick up your copy and read the really interesting articles, the showcase home, the 3D printed house, the mood boards. Sign up for the mood board.
You got to look at that 3D
workshop
printed house. It's so cool.
that we're having, and it's 50 different locations around the area. Pick up your free copy. Thanks again also to Bank of the James for sponsoring Best of the Burg. We hope you have a great weekend. Anthony, good luck with your March Madness brackets.
Thank you.
Go Gators.
Go Gators.
Right? And we'll have a great weekend, a great week. We'll see you back here next Friday for Best of the Burg.